Hey everyone. Um, I enjoy this debate that goes on about creationism and evolution.
What debate? Creationists lost that debate over 150 years ago. And 150 years of continuous research, including the works by people like Gregor Mendel, Crick and Watson, the scientists of the Human Genome Project, has merely served to enhance biological evolution as a cornerstone of all modern biology. Virology, immunology, all medical research is based on evolutionary principles. And yet, in the stagnant, fetid, intellectual backwaters of the world, there are still people like you.
And the evolutionists always think that they have the one up on creationists, and there's so much evidence that creationists are they just blow us creationists out of the water. Us God delusional people.
So, your problem with evolution isn't science, it's religiously based. Apparently, you're unaware of this, but evolution, or any scientific theory, has nothing to say about the existence or non existence of a deity or deities. Look at it this way: evolution is an explanation, a natural explanation of biodiversity. That's all it is. If you're going to argue against evolution, you may as well argue against any natural explanation for any phenomenon. You may as well argue against the hydrologic cycle because that's a natural explanation for why it rains or we have droughts.
You just look at their theories, look at their assumptions about life, and they're just totally ignorant. It's just stupid theories.
You've admitted in a previous video that your sum total of knowledge of science comes from a few creationist websites and videos by creationists. You don't know what any of these theories actually state, you don't know the evidence upon which they're based, and you don't know how they're used. You don't even know what a scientific theory is. You seem to imagine it's some sort of idle speculation or unproven idea.
The odds of life existing in the universe that we live in are insurmountable. Insurmountable according to the evolutionary theory.
How the hell would you know? You don't know any chemistry. You don't know any physics. And incidentally, with regard to the odds of life arising, we have one universe in our data set, and there's life in that universe. Ergo, the chances of life arising in this universe is 100%.
A trillion, billion, zillion years is going to be enough for evolution to successfully create living creatures in such varieties to overcome so many different obstacles.
Again, with the statement of personal incredulity without any basis of fact whatsoever. And are we talking about abiogenesis, the origin of life? Or are we talking about biodiversity, which is what evolution explains? Abiogenesis, number of hypotheses, no set theories yet. Evolution, well established scientific theory, widely accepted.
And you just think about it. You go down to DNA. DNA is information.
DNA is a chemical compound. It's a complex and remarkable chemical compound, and it has astonishing characteristics. As a chemical compound, it's probably the result of natural processes. I mean, if you're going to argue that a chemical compound is a miracle, why cite DNA? Why stop there? Why don't you cite fireflies? I mean, maybe the fact that their asses light up at night is a miracle.
I could get a bowl of alphabet soup and you stir it up, and it'd take millions of years for even the right letters to come together to form anything sensible, even a few simple words. And then who's going to understand what those words mean? There has to be a comprehension of what that word means, an interpretation of it, and then to apply it perfectly.
If it was perfect, there'd be no variation within species, and we'd all look exactly alike.
It's insane. It's crazy. It just blows me away that evolutionists look at all this stuff and they really think that it just all happened by chance.
Chemical compounds don't form by chance. Now let me give you a simple example. This quartz crystal isn't random or the result of chance. It's a result of some simple chemistry. A silicon ion is sharing electrons with 4 oxygen ions, and those oxygen ions are sharing electrons with other oxygen ions, which are also bonded to silica ions. The entirety forms a complex crystal structure. Thus it is with DNA.
It takes more faith to look at that and to believe that, and it does to believe in God. It really does. It's insane. It's crazy. I'm speechless. It blows me away that people are actually evolutionists and atheists.
One more time. Evolution, scientific theory. Atheism, non-belief in deities. They don't relate. There are Christians who accept evolution. There are even atheists who don't accept evolution. They're called realians.
You think that, oh, we're so smart. We went through college, we got doctorate degrees, and look what we accomplished. Well, compared to God, you are about as ignorant as a slug.
So this is really about your inferiority complex. You just couldn't pass those science classes, right? You were one of the slow ones in math. Look, squarehead, I don't mind you believing in God or believing in Jesus, whatever, that's fine. But when you try and inject a bunch of backward-ass bullshit into science class, I have an issue. For my entire adult life, I've watched people like you elect equally illiterate buffoons to school boards. And each year I've watched the textbooks get dumbed down a little more so that we continue to breed entire generations of scientifically illiterate Americans who demand that the books be dumbed down some more so that they rigidly conform to fundamentalist Christian beliefs. You can already see it in graduate programs in science in this country. So many of the positions that are taken by students are foreigners. We can no longer find enough Americans qualified to get into graduate science programs. Eventually we're going to have to pay the piper. We're simply no longer going to be able to compete in the global marketplace. And the best and brightest will simply go elsewhere for their education to earn a livelihood, leaving those of us less intellectually adept to fend for ourselves, the contempt, the laughingstock of the entire world. Thank you so much for destroying my country.
Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let us tell him all about our trouble. He will hear our faintest cry. He will answer by and by. And if we feel a little prayer wheel turning, you will know a little fire's burning. You can find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Well, alright, alright. Just a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Well, alright. Just a little talk with Jesus makes it right.